Thank you for standing. You can be seated. And I believe that God's going to heard every need. Amen? Amen? I believe when you open your mouth and say, God, I need something, that God hears us. Yes. I just believe that. I believe that when I pray, it doesn't just go out to the universe. It goes to God. I address my envelope. Father. I'm addressing my Father. I need help. Amen? And so if you guys will hang with me for just a little while this evening, I'll get you through this, and it won't be too painful, I hope. Amen? And I appreciate you coming in on a Wednesday night. And I always say on Wednesday night, I like Wednesday night because folks that want to be here are here. Amen? They don't feel like they have to go out of duty come to church. And so I appreciate you so very much. And I was praying today this morning. I come down early and pray, and I had to work today because I'm still not caught up from going to Israel. And so I had to go to Ada today early, and so I came down early to pray, and I began to pray about passion, and you know, it just seems like that passion is waning. That you know, we have a passion for something for a while, and then it seems like, well, I really don't want to do that anymore. God, I really don't want to have that anymore. God, it got hard, so I don't have a passion for it anymore. And so I pray for God for passion and stir the passion up within our church again. God, what is our passion supposed to be? Our passion is supposed to win souls, right? Amen. It's not just to come to church, right? I'm glad you're here. I'm not saying that, but it's our passion is supposed to be to win the lost at whatever cost, and do anything but sin to win them, right? And are we supposed to compel people to come into the house of the Lord? Are we supposed to ask them and drag them and get them and compel them to come to the house of the Lord? And listen, we gave out grilled cheese sandwiches this afternoon. Why? So the kids will come. Amen. I'll give them a grilled cheese sandwich in a second, so they'll get here and they'll be part of church. I'll give out a grilled. I think my wife and her mother gave out grilled cheese sandwich, and Sister Paula gave out grilled cheese sandwiches and pickle slices or something today. Amen. And so whatever, that's pretty cheap. Yep. That's a pretty cheap meal. And we got a bunch of kids here. Why? Because they get to eat. I don't mind getting to eat to bring somebody to the house of the Lord. Amen. But God renew our passion. Are you passionate about what we're doing, or are you just kind of passive about what we're doing? Are you passionate about what God's doing in your life? Are you ready for God to do something greater in your life? I'm always ready for God to do something greater. Amen. I'm always looking for that God moment when God does something fantastic. When God shows up and you say, it can only be God that did that. Amen. I'm looking for God to do something that's just incredible. So somebody can say, only God can do that. Listen, I told you about 4 years ago that when we finally get to build the building that we need to get built, because I'm telling you, I can talk to you about some stuff today about this lovely building, but I can tell you about some of the things that go on that keep us even going, because we have some issues with the building. And when we finally get there, I told you about 4 years ago that everybody's going to say, they did that? Because it's going to be a God thing and not just a people thing. It's going to be a God issue and not a people issue. Somebody's texting me. I guess they don't know I'm in church. Amen. You know, it's unusual for me to be at church on Wednesday, I guess. And so, anyway, so that'd be a great time for you to turn your phone off as well. But I was praying about God, give me passion again. God, give me the passion that I need to continue to go forward and continue to be what you've asked me to be and continue to do what you've asked me to do. Because I'll be honest with you, I get tired too. Because somebody say, he gets tired too. Yeah, he gets tired too. I get tired too. I've got 4 kids and a wife and a job and a church, and I have a lot of stuff going on as well, and so I get tired too. And there's times that when Dean kind of on what I was going to preach about, I have to encourage myself, because it seems like no one else is going to encourage you, so you have to lay hands on your own head, because somebody say amen, and you have to anoint your own head with oil, and you got to pray for your own self, and you got to speak to your own mind, because nobody knows what I'm talking about. That's okay. Listen, but most people want change in their lives, but when they come to Christ, because listen, it's usually because they've lost something in their life. That's right. And so they're trying to get something back. They know inside they need something different. Amen. But are you passionate about it? Are you passionate about it? See, passion will tell you, you can't crucify me like my Savior was crucified. You got to crucify me upside down. Peter was passionate. Come on, somebody help me a minute. Amen. Listen, a passion will say, you know, my brother is the Messiah as they throw you off the temple and beat you to death with sticks, Brother James.
That's right, come on.
They beat him to death with sticks because he would not deny his brother was the Messiah, his half-brother was the Messiah. So James was pushed off the pinnacle of the temple and beaten to death. And he never one time said, well, I was just kidding, he's really not. I'm telling you, if my brother wasn't the Messiah and someone pushed me off the temple, I'd say, he's not him. But James was passionate about it. James was passionate about what he was doing. Peter was passionate about what he was doing. Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, they were all passionate about it. Are you passionate about what God's doing in your life? Are you just kind of passive and waiting for God to meet all your needs? Come on, help me a minute. Are you ready for God to meet all your needs, but you're really not doing what God's called you to do because we're really not passionate about what God is passionate about. And that is lost and dying and damned souls who are finding it harder and harder to come to the house of God because they see Christians who don't act like Christians. Billy Graham in the 60s, he said the greatest cause of atheism in the world today are Christians who live one way in church and one way outside of church. That was in the 60s. Billy Graham, one of the greatest preachers to ever grace this earth. And his days are short on this earth. Come on now. If he said that in the 60s, how far have we fallen in the 2017s? We instinctively know that something is missing in our lives. How many came to Christ because you wanted everything to stay the same? Nobody came to Christ and wanted everything to stay the same. You came to Christ because you needed a change in your life.
Amen.
You instinctively knew something was missing. So that's why I'm such a youth-oriented guy, is because they haven't figured out yet how to play church. They just kind of, they just know they need God. They don't know what they need. They just know they need something. And so I'm such a youth-oriented guy because you can talk to them and you can tell in their face that they really need something. They're not good at faking it yet. They're not good at just going through the motions yet. They're not good. They'll cry when they feel like God is dealing with their life. They'll instinctively know that something's missing in their lives. But listen, they don't know how to fill that void. And I'm asking you tonight, are you passionate? Are you still passionate about winning souls?
Amen.
Come on now.
Yes.
And I can tell we're not because of the response I got. Because if we were really passionate, we would have got the golf clap. We're really passionate. Are you passionate about what God's called us to do? Listen, I'm not getting on you. I'm just asking you. I'm just asking you. Every time Kim's here, I use her for an example, sorry. But Kim, on Wednesday, every Wednesday I use Kim as an example because I watched her play basketball at our Harvest Festival thing out at our property. And if she could have dunked on somebody, she would have. And yelled in her face, ah! Because she's passionate about winning. You can see it in her face. If you're going to play, I don't care if you're playing Trivial Pursuit, if she wins, you're going to know she won. Am I close? All right. I thought, okay, because she's going to go, in your face! I got that one right. Okay? But I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. Because when I'm playing sports or whatever, I'm sorry, I'm not always Pastor Jeff. If I'm schooling you and I'm going to tell you can't guard me, and I'm old and fat and I'm still going to tell you can't guard me, and I'm going to hurt my hamstring and I'm going to limp off, but I'm still going to talk to you about how you can't guard me. Okay? Because I'm telling you, I'm passionate about winning. I like to win. And I heard one time this little girl said to this boy, she said, it's not about winning or losing, it's about having fun. And the little boy said, I love this. He said, I'm having fun when I'm winning. And I thought, that's awesome! That's awesome! I love it. I'm passionate about winning. Well, that's not very good sportsmanship. Get better. Okay, so listen, help me. Listen, it seems that things are, people, they fill it with things that really are just trash as they fill it with.
Yes.
That void, they fill it with trash. Listen, it passes the time. And it gets you through, but it doesn't change you. And it doesn't change the people outside of this church. I came here as pastor almost 6 years ago. And we're not where I want us to be. We're just not there. And I take responsibility for some of that. But we're not the church that God called me to build yet. We're not there yet. And I'm not pointing fingers at anybody. I said I'll blame myself. I was at a pastor's conference one time. And the guy leading the class, and I love this, the guy leading the class said, Pastor, it's not all your fault that things are not going like you want them to go. It's just mostly your fault. And I love that, because it's true. It's true. We want to blame everybody else, but we're the guy with our name on the sign and on our desk. And so we have to do what it is that God's called us to do. And we're not where I want us to be yet. We're still not there yet. And we're getting there, but we're not quite there yet. Listen, some come out of fear. They want to change their life out of fear because they don't want to go to hell. Some come out of despair because they just don't know what else to do. Some come looking for wealth. If I get in that church, God will bless me. All right, I'll get that. Some look for fame. So others come because that's all they know. All they know is to come to church because they've tried everything else. Men and women have come to Him for many reasons and many different things for many years. Listen, but why did you come? Why did you come to church this evening? Don't answer it, just answer in your head. Why did you come to God? What was it that caused you to say, I need to get my life right with God? What was it? Was it something you lost? Or was it something you desired? Or was it just something that you knew inside of you needed to change? For me, can I testify? For me, my whole world had collapsed and I had lost everything I thought I had built. And I said, oh, you know what? I remember growing up in church. Maybe that might work. And I remember going to God and saying, God, if you are who you've been taught to me all this time, you are. You're coming into my life and make a difference. That was 1992. I've never looked back because there's nothing to go back to, but it was trash. The grass is greener on the other side, but you know, as you said, if it's on the septic tank, there's some stuff down there you may not. Okay, and so the grass is always greener on the septic tank, amen? Come on, Okies. Y'all don't tell me look at me like you don't know what a septic tank is. Okay. What is this? Okay. And so you don't know what to listen. So why did you come to God? Why did you feel that it was your time to come to Him? What happened in your life? What was so different this time that He called you and you came this time? I'm asking just the church as a whole. If we say that God is the best thing that ever happened to us and Jesus changed my life and transformed me and made me whole and made me well, why do we keep that to ourselves? If He is the best thing that ever happened to you, why is it you don't share that with somebody else and say, He is the best thing that can happen to you? Come on, help me tonight. I know it's Weird Wednesday, but help me. Preach with me a little bit. Listen, why is it that God Himself can give us the best gift ever possible and we can just keep it to ourselves and say, you know what, I've got this and I found it by myself. You find it by yourself, David. He's mine. No, He is yours, but He's also the world's. We're supposed to tell the world about Jesus Christ. Listen, what was so special about this time? Did you ever think about that? What was so special this time that you stayed? Because many of us went to church came to an altar, cried, got up, stayed in church 2 weeks. Then we started missing because Christians are like old cars, right? They start missing before they quit. Got me? And so we started missing because we were too busy. Now beforehand, we would drop everything to go to church, but now we're too busy. Help me now. Okay. It's running preaching, sorry. Okay, so listen. So we got, so then we'd be gone for several months, maybe years. We come back and we come to the altar, we cry, and then we'd set out for another course. In a couple of weeks we would be good. Then we'd start missing. Then we'd be out again. But what happened this time? Why was it so different this time that made you stay? What was going on in your life that you said, this is it, I'm staying this time? I'm done with the in and out. I'm just going to stay in. I'm staying in this time. What was so different this time as the times passed? Have you ever thought about that? Have you ever thought, and I've used this example before, have you ever thought, why are you saved and your neighbor's not? What makes us so special? Maybe it's because God has a calling on your life. Maybe it's God has something He wants you to do. I'm going to come back here and preach so y'all get nervous. Listen. I want y'all to be nervous, because I just want to see the white see your eyes. Make sure you're awake. Make sure you just draw circles. Okay, listen. What makes us so special? Why are you saved and your sister's not? Why am I saved and my family's not? Why is my family so crazy? Why are my aunts and my uncles and my cousins so crazy? Come on now. And I'm blessed by God abundantly. And He treats me like I'm the only one. And He blesses me. And He acts like I did it myself and blessed me even more. I don't understand that. And I have a hard time with that sometimes. God, why me? Why call me to do this? I'm not the most educated guy in the world. I'm not the best preacher in the world. I'm not the best of anything in the world. But God has called me and asked me to do it. And so I just go, okay. I don't know what I'm doing. I just do it. You know, we just get up and we just do what we do. And you know, God has just blessed us. And I think to myself sometimes, why? Why? Do you ever think to yourself, why me? Not in the negative sense, but in a positive sense. Well, I know most Christians go, why me, God? Why me? You know, I get that. Why do I have to go? It's called life, man. It's called life. That's why you. But why me in a special sense? What was so special this time, this present time that brought you to God and you stayed? I continue that you came to Him when you needed Him to come. Listen, you came to Him when He needed you to come for such a time as this. I say this, I commend this, that God has called you and placed you here for such a time as this, and not for any other reason, but for right now. And He's put something inside of you that you'll never get out of you. Listen, you can't be unexposed.
Amen.
Once you've been exposed, you can't be unexposed. You cannot say anytime this, I don't know what it's like to be in the house of God. Yes, you do. You can never say, I don't know what it's like to be in the presence of God. Yes, you do. You can never again say, I've never heard the word of God preached. Yes, you have. You never again can ever say, well, I just don't know what if I'm supposed to, I don't know what the voice of God, I don't know what He's supposed to tell me. Yes, you do. You can't ever unhear.
Come on.
You can't ever, oh, come on, help me just a minute. You cannot ever not be in the presence of God once you've been there. You know. I heard a preacher say it this way one time. I was born in the fire and I can't live in the smoke. What does that mean? That I know what the fire of God is like. And just the imitation with the smoke don't get it for me.
Amen.
And I know what the real is, and I've been in the real. And so this phoniness just really gets on my nerves. Really gets on my nerves bad. I can't stand phony. Listen, we cannot come to Christ unless the Spirit draws us and pulls us toward Christ. Everybody thinks they can just come to God whenever they want to. That's not what Scripture says.
Not Scripture, that's right.
I'll just do this and I'll ask God for forgiveness later. There may not be a later.
That's right.
That's good preaching for a Wednesday. I'll just do it God understands. May God understand one another. He understands that you've had opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. And I don't know when that cutoff time is. I don't know when God says, you know what, I've had enough. I don't know. I know He loves you forever. I know He loves you forever. I don't know. I don't know when the Spirit of the Lord says, okay, have it your way, man. Just do your own thing and watch your life crumble and collapse. And then maybe. Well, why is God putting me through this? God didn't put you through this. God just lets you have it your way.
That's right.
Come on, help me now.
Get preaching.
Now listen, I didn't say every bad thing that ever happened to you. God said God's punishing you. Listen, it's life, man. Welcome to earth. I've gone through some junk, man. I'm 48 years old. I didn't just fall off the truck and just show up here. I've been around the block twice at least. I've loved, I've lost. I've hurt, I've lost friends. I've had people lie on me. Come on, help me now.
Yeah. Come on.
I didn't just happen here. I know what it's like to live. Sometimes it's not fun, amen? Well, okay, maybe your life has always been fun. I don't know. I had some troubles and trials in my life, and I had some tribulations and things happened in my life that weren't always fun. I had some stuff happen in my life that wasn't always great. I wasn't just tiptoeing through the tulips all my life. But one constant I had was God. He's never left me, nor has He ever forsaken me. He's never left me or forsaken me. When I called out to God, there have been times in my life that I didn't think God heard me, but I know He did because my prayer.
Come on.
Come on now, come on. Listen, we can't come to Christ unless the Spirit of the Lord draws. We are dealt with daily, but at a certain time we are confronted by God.
Amen.
I don't know how. What do you mean confronted? This is what I mean. Burning bush. What is this thing? And when he turned to go see it, God confronted him. He was dealt with, but when he turned and he said, what is this sight? God dealt with him. God dealt with him. God got his attention. I'm talking about Moses. God got his attention. When was your burning bush moment? When did God really get your attention? When did God really, I mean for real, I'm not talking about, yeah, you knew about Jesus, you watched something on TVN, and then you got real spiritual and you watched Daystar. Okay? And so, but you really didn't have a spiritual encounter. But when was that burning bush moment? When was it that God got your attention? When was it that God confronted you? Now, I preached in here about 5 years ago, something like that, about having your pig pen moment. When the prodigal son, the Bible says that the prodigal, and that's in Matthew and Luke chapter 15, I believe, that the prodigal son came to himself. When did you come to yourself? When did you decide, okay, I'm done? I mean for real. Not done until your friends showed back up with the dope. Not done when your friends showed back up with a 12-pack and a dirt road and a burn barrel. I'm sorry, I grew up in Oklahoma.
Come on.
I know that we're not supposed to know anything about that. As a preacher, I'm not supposed to admit that I grew up in Oklahoma on a dirt road and a burn barrel. But I know what that's like. And I know that, listen, I understand that. I understand that. When was that real time when God said, hey, let me have your attention, boy. Let me shake you for a minute. When was that moment in your life? When did the real change happen in your life? Not just, but a real change. A change whenever you change, everything in your life changed. And I'll read a scripture in here in just a minute just to make us feel like you read something. Ready? Here we go. When Pharaoh died, it was time for a burning bush. 40 years Moses was on the backside of the desert. But it wasn't until the time was right that God spoke to Moses. Oh, Jesus.
Amen.
Okay. From the time I was 18 to the time I was 22 years old, I wanted to be a rock and roll star. That was what I was going to be. Didn't care who liked it. Didn't care. Wasn't blasphemous to God. Just didn't care if God liked it or not. Didn't give God a second thought. I was going to go do what I wanted to go do. Whatever. Okay? And all the things that go along with that attached itself to my life. And I'm not going to get involved in all the things that are go with that, attach themselves to your life, but use your imagination. Okay? And so all those things happened in my life in that 4-year span. And in that 4-year span, I thought I built this. Man, we had a good band. We were playing. We were making some money. We were doing good. And that band is still going today. And that's been 35 years ago. And it's still going. It's still going today. So it was a good band. But understand, in that 4-year span of time, I was building my kingdom. But God was saying, yep, the whole time. He was waiting for the opportune moment to deal with me.
Amen. Come on.
Because in that 4-year span, He didn't need me to do what I needed to do at that moment. He was waiting for that moment. See, we act like we did God a favor and we came to the Lord. We got the whole time going, yeah? Right on time. That's collapsing right on time. That's collapsing right on time. That's collapsing right on time. She's leaving right on time. They're leaving right on time. The band's breaking up right on time. Oh, by the way, hey, let me introduce myself. My name's Jesus.
Amen.
Can I help you? But right on time, right on schedule. My life was in the right spot at the right time for God to begin to deal with my life. Does that make sense to anybody? Okay, listen. And so Moses, after the Pharaoh had died and the burning bush came 40 years, listen, he's in the backside of the desert for 40 years, and then all of a sudden God shows up. Because it's time. It's time, it's time, it's time. And Moses, it wasn't until that time was right that God spoke to him out of the bush. Moses was the call that changed the life of Moses. I've said this to you 100 times, I've said it to you 5. God will call you by your name.
Yes. Yes.
Come on.
Come on, somebody. I know it's Wednesday and I'm sweating too. I get it. But God will call you by your name.
Yes.
He knows you personally.
Amen.
He doesn't say, hey, you want to get saved? No. He says, Jeff. Jeff. And God, I'm all yours, man. Everything I thought I had was just gone. I'm all yours. It's time for change. It's time for change. And I said this a while ago, and I didn't really finish it, but the church as a whole, our church as a whole, it's not where I thought we would be in 5.5, almost 6 years. We're just not there. It's time for change. God began to deal with me, man. And I told you a couple weeks ago, we're going after your grandkids and your kids, man. How many in here are 18 to 35 years old? 1, 2. How's Kate? Oh, okay. 18 to 35. Raise your hands. Wave it up. Let me see. Where's Tommy? That's Tommy's group. Where's Tommy at? He was back there.
Yeah, we got it.
Okay. Okay, that's all right. I'm talking about you guys. I'm coming after you guys. I'm coming after your age group. I'm not forsaking the rest of the age groups. But God has something special for that group.
Yes, God.
Guys, man, God laid you on my heart 2 weeks ago. And He just said, man, go get them. sir. Yes, sir. Go get them. Why? Because you're the young Davids.
That's right.
You're the young Davids coming into the house of God. You're going to turn this thing upside down.
Amen.
You're going to change the world. See, y'all don't believe that. Y'all don't believe that. But I'm telling you, y'all are going to change the world. You're the young Davids coming because, listen, number one, you're fearless. You're fearless. Fearless. You just believe, because we've told you all your life you can do whatever you want. You believe you can. Amen?
Amen.
And since, you know, you grew up in school and everybody won, you believe you can win. Man, I'm just, okay, give 3 under the bus, man, I'm sorry. Hey, listen. Listen, man, listen. I just believe that God is going to change the world through you. I believe God's going to use us to help you get there.
Amen.
Come on now. Okay. Maybe I'm preaching this to the wrong congregation. I don't know. Listen, Moses called. That call changed Moses' life. His family changed his family. It changed Israel. And it changed Egypt. When God called Moses out of that bush, out of that desert, it changed everything. It changed Moses' entire life. He was a sheep herder with Jethro's sheep, man. That's what he was doing. Perfectly happy to do it. And God messed his life up. Has God ever messed your life up? Can I give you an example? Jeff Nance. I was perfectly happy. Doing what I needed to do. Hanging out. Going to church. Paying my tithe. Giving my offerings. I was perfectly happy. And God messed my life up and changed my entire life in a matter of weeks. My whole world was turned upside down. My whole life was changed. When you say he messed it, I didn't say it was bad. He just messed it up. He took a stick and stirred me up and changed everything. My wife came, listen, my wife became, she went from my wife and her kid's mom to pastor's wife of the whole church. And listen, I didn't even ask her. And God didn't ask me. We just did it. So Moses' entire life was changed. His family was changed. Israel was changed with one pivot and one... Who is that? Israel was changed. Egypt was changed. Because when Moses said yes to God, Egypt it was a ticking time bomb. It was fixing to be gone. The rule of Egypt over the Israelites was fixing to be over. But it had to take, Moses had to say, yes, Lord, I'll do it. Yes, Lord, I'll go. 18 to 35-year-olds, hear me. Please hear me. When you finally say yes to God, it's going to change your life. It's going to change your family. It's going to change this. It's going to change this state. It's going to change this nation. And I'll guarantee it's going to change this church.
Amen.
It's going to change this church. The one call, that one call at the appointed time changed everything. Everything. The world will never be the same because when the time was right and God called Moses, Moses answered and said, "Here am I." Let me ask you a question. 36 and over. Are you willing to say, "Here am I"? I'm here. God, I'm willing. I'll do whatever it takes. Are you really willing to look at these little whippersnappers? Sit alongside you, come alongside you, and have the audacity to do better at the ministry that you think that you're so great at? That would be a no, evidently. And so, are you willing to say, "You know what, baby, here's the deal. Here's what I know. Here's what I know. Let me teach you what I know. So when you get to this point, you won't go, what do I do? Because somebody has poured into you what to do. Help me, somebody. I know this isn't popular, but that's okay. Listen, the world will never be the same, because when the time was right, God said, Moses, and he said, here am I. God sent him out of the desert with 3 things, and I'll quit after these 3 things. God sent Moses in Genesis chapter 3 with this. He sent him out with authority. I am that I am has sent me. I am that I am has sent me. That's Genesis chapter 3. I didn't write all the verses down because I'm not going to give you 1 through whatever. You can read Genesis chapter 3, and you can get to where Moses says, How will they know that you sent me? And he said that I am has sent me, and gave Moses his authority to do his bidding to the Pharaoh.
Amen.
And he gave him the words to say, to whom to say them, and when to say them.
That's right.
We always say, well, I don't know what to say. Well, give God a chance and open your mouth and let God fill it.
That's right, amen.
Open your mouth and let God fill it. He gave him authority in Genesis chapter 3. You tell them that I am sent me. Okay. Okay. 36 and over. Let me just look at you for a minute. If you're 36 and over, raise your hand. That's me, twice. Okay. 36 and over. God's not done with us.
No.
Amen.
We're just getting started good. We're just not broke in good. Okay? 36 and over, listen to me. Are you really ready for God to transform the world? And are you really ready to let Him use you? Because listen, I say this all the time, and y'all look at me like I'm stupid, but you're not as young as you think you are. I know you feel like you're 18, baby, but you're 36. Come on, help me now. I know you try to pluck it out, pull it up, paint it up, spray it up. Come on now, suck it in, cut it out. Come on, I know. Listen, I understand. Okay, I get it. But we're not as young as we think we are. We're not. I find myself sometimes going, I'm 48. When did that happen? When did that happen? 48 years ago, I guess. It was an ongoing process. I didn't know that. I know I had birthdays, but I didn't realize they were clicking off like that. So I understand. And I look at myself and I say, you know that I'm only 3 years younger than Brother Turner was when he came to church here? And he'll be 86. 87? 87 in August. He was 51 when he came here, Paula. He was a young man. Look what y'all did to him. Listen. I ain't gonna let y'all do that to me. Listen, here we go. We had authority. He left with authority. You have authority.
Amen.
Well, I don't know. Okay, maybe you don't. I do. Because God's given it to us. He's given you authority by Jesus' name.
Amen.
In Jesus' name. Okay. Power, Genesis 3 and 4. You can read that. God gave Moses the ability to show the power of God through a rod he carried. What's in your hand? What can you do? What ability do you have? What ability do you have? His shepherd's staff. Funny how God makes leaders and then makes them shepherds.
Come on.
Isn't it funny how God always turns everybody into a shepherd? Leading people. Isn't that funny? I gone to Israel. I got back last Tuesday. Back that week. And this trip, I was more of a herder than I was a sightseer. Because we had some folks there from the Caribbean. They like to meander. I was like, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Brother Sherlock said, Jeff, do you mind being the last one so I know when you show up, everybody else is here? I said, no, I'll do it. And so it was like, let's go. I mean, this another pastor from Oklahoma, Westville. Everybody know where Westville, Oklahoma is at? Yeah. Do you? It's by Sodom Springs, okay? And so it's like 10 miles from Arkansas. And so his name's Pastor Skip. And so, which fits, okay? And so Pastor Skip and I were like, let's go. Let's go. We were cat herders. And so, because they were just like meandering around. And there's some places in Israel you don't meander. Or you'll be there for the rest of your life meandering. And so, so we were doing that. And I thought to myself, no matter where I go, this is what I do. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. That's my call. I have a let's go call. Let's go. This is what I do. Doesn't matter where I'm doing, what I'm doing. You know, it's a let's go call. We had 44 people and it'd be a mile-long line. Guys, we gotta go. So, funny how God makes leaders and then makes them into shepherds, and amazing how God can take a runaway, a fugitive, and make him a shepherd of someone else's sheep. And call him back to be his shepherd again. What do you mean? Everybody in here has a story. And you were a runaway and a fugitive. You ran away from God and you were a fugitive from God. Everybody in here has a story. And no matter where you were at, the calling of your life is still the same because the gifts and callings of God were bought without repentance. And I guarantee you people came to you and flocked to you and talked to you, gave them their whole life story. That's my experience. I could be in Walmart and meet somebody for the first time. They'll tell me everything about every kid they ever had and the ones that are in, whatever trouble. And I'm like, hey, I'm just trying to find bread. Okay, but I mean, that's just how it is. I'm just trying to. My wife, when I come home, she's gonna say, I knew you were talking to somebody. She doesn't send me to Walmart by myself very often because the trip to get bread usually takes about 45 minutes. There's always somebody that God has sent my way. Which is, I understand it now. I didn't understand it when I was 20, but I understand it now. That's just the anointing on my life. And so, you were a fugitive from God and you ran away from God. Most of us in here have now, at some point, ran away from God. But God called you back. Why? Why you? Why not somebody else? Because He needed you at this appointed time. Because there's somebody He's using you to herd back to Him. Are you with me? Okay. At some point in your life, God said, I need you. Why did He need us at that point? Because He knew that we could get the people that were in the future. Because God looks in the future and not, okay. God looks in our future and sees where we're going, and He points us in a direction. Come on, help me just a minute. Can I have 8 more minutes? I'm taking it anyway. Power to get the attention of Pharaoh and his people. God gave Moses not only the power and authority, but He gave him the power and authority to get hold of Pharaoh's attention and to get his people's attention at the same time. And so he goes to Pharaoh and says, let my people go. Pharaoh says no, and Moses says, okay, this is what's going to happen. So he got the attention of both. Number 3, I'll leave you alone. He gave him someone to stand. He gave him someone to stand with him. One of my favorite stories in the whole Bible is Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Amen.
It's one of my favorite stories. I've read that story probably more than any story in the Bible because I love their tenacity and I love their passion. And I love that they wouldn't let each other down. I love that they stood when everybody else bowed. And they continued to stand with each other, no matter what was going on. No matter how they got drug up to the front of the king, and they said, we're not even careful to answer you. If God delivers us, great. If he doesn't, great. But we're not bowing. Not one of them backed down. Not one of them crawfished. Not one of them said, you know what? You guys are on your own. I'm bowing. They stood their ground. I love that. I love that God gave each one of them somebody to stand with them.
Amen.
I love that. I love that God didn't leave them in the lurch and just say, okay, I was going to have Shadrach and Meshach. Abednego, it's all right if you bow, it's okay. But Shadrach and Meshach, they stood up and with each other, and Abednego stood up with them. And so there was somebody, oh, help me just a minute. And listen, and I don't have time to get into it, but there was three of them, just like there were three on the cross. And I'm telling you, there's something else about that. I don't have time to go there. Okay, listen. God sent Moses. God didn't send Moses by himself, but he sent his brother to stand with him.
Amen.
Was his brother perfect? No. His brother built a golden calf while Moses was gone for 40 days. His brother wasn't perfect. His brother had to speak for him because Moses didn't speak well. But God gave him somebody to stand with him. We need someone to stand with us. Someone we have complete faith in. Do you have somebody like that? Someone that knows where we've come from and where we're going. I just say go tell everybody your life story. There's a lot of my life that you guys don't know anything about. You don't need to know, you nosy Nate. You don't need to know. You don't need to know everything about everybody.
That's
You don't
right.
have to know everything about everybody. Listen, but we need somebody that knows where we came from and where we're going. I remember back behind that wall, it says one church, one God, one church, one family. And they're still trying to go there. I want to be one church, man. I want to be one church. I've gone in the direction of God. I've done so much that God has told me so correctly, but there's some things I've fallen short on. Do you understand that God has called us together for this time? You're not here by mistake, guys. God didn't call. Okay, I didn't do a very good job of getting this across to you. But when the time was right, God spoke. And you're here because God spoke to you when the time was right to do what it is we have to do right now. And that's what we have to do. Okay, so I didn't get that across very well, but I'm trying to do my very best. Listen, understand this, that God has brought us together, called us together, that God would have a place to call other people home to. Now I'm looking at you tonight, and there's, 45 adults here, so I don't know. I'm horrible at guessing faces. 45 adults, and we have another 60s, whatever kids here, whatever. You understand? We're a Pentecostal Church of God Church, PCG. Okay? That in the PCG, the average church size on Sunday morning is 25 people. That's a fact. You are special. You're in a special place at a special time with a special group of people. You are special, and I don't want you to get the big head and think that you're, oh, thank God, I'm so special. That's not what I'm trying to get across. I'm telling you, it's a special time, and you need to get hold of it. Because you're called together for a purpose right now. Right now. Most churches in America are on the decline. We're not on the decline. We're not. Now, this summer's been hard on us. I'm not going to lie. This summer's been hard. We've had more people. I don't know if that's a testament that the economy's better, people are traveling. But we have people gone every week. I mean, I'm talking about 15 to 20 people gone every week on vacations and stuff. And it's just, and it's been hard. This summer's been hard for us. And Henry, you're in a special time and a special place. If you don't believe me, David and Lisa are going Sunday morning to a wonderful church, a wonderful group of people. They're wonderful. It's a great spirit in that church. Brother Dean preached there the second, I believe it was the second he preached there. They've gone a couple of times. Great church. They're without a pastor right now, and they're not in any big hurry to get a pastor. They're trying to take their time. And David and Lisa are going to go this Sunday and minister there. But they might have, what, 20? 20 people? Well, now, brother, it's not all about the numbers. I understand that. I get that. The numbers are souls. God thought so much about numbers that the book of the Bible on numbers. Come on. It matters. It matters. It's souls. Souls. I've never heard. I'm quitting. I've seen pastors, and I know a lot of pastors, and it's kind of an occupational hazard. You kind of know a lot of pastors. And so, I've never seen a pastor yet that took a selfie and said, "Yep, 30% full." Never. Never. You know why? Because it matters to us. It matters. And they can get up in line and say, "Oh, I don't even care. It's just me and mine." Liar. If that's really the way you feel, then get out of ministry. Because if that's really how you feel about it, then you're in the wrong business. You need to go sell cars or insurance or something. Go do something else. Because it's all about winning souls to the kingdom of God. It's all about motivating you. If I can motivate you tonight, and so tomorrow when the devil comes against you, you can say, "You know what? This is my time." Devil, shut your mouth. This is my time. If I can motivate you tonight to where tomorrow or Friday or Saturday when you're going through hell, and you can say, "You know what? That stinking little pastor of mine that's 48 years old, I can't believe he's that old, he can't believe he's that old, said that God called him at a right time, and this is my time, and I'm in a special place, and this is a special place to be." This church is a special place. Because God has a special time for you. And this is it. You're called right now to this place. To serve this place. My God, don't you understand that? I've been serving in this church for a long time. Long time. And I said something, I think Tommy, I said something about Sunday. There's several of us in here that you will never know what we did. Because we didn't want anybody to know some of the stuff that wasn't getting done. Brother, tell the truth, right, Tom? Because we didn't want anybody to say anything negative about our pastor. When people walked off and said, they were called to it, they walked off from it, you just do it. You just do it. You just do it. Why? Because you're called to serve. Right? You're just called to serve. So when it's time to get ice, what do? You go get ice. When it's time for ice cream social and they cheat. We need some, how many of you ever sat on top of an ice cream freezer with a burlap sack on top of it so you didn't freeze your hands? Towel or whatever? We all did, right? Okay, if you grew up in Oklahoma, you did that. Okay? Thanks, Rob. Yeah, go. And in my case, my uncles would cuss at you because you weren't doing it right. Okay? And so that was my experience. Now it may not have been yours, but my uncles were pretty rough guys. And so you're not sitting on the thing right. You're not going to really sit one way. I don't know what to tell you. So anyway, that was my experience. But can I share this last thought with you? As you're here tonight and you have the authority of God, you have the power of God, you've got somebody to stand with you. You're leaving your wilderness with three things. Authority, power, and somebody to stand with you. I'm not talking about, even if you don't have a person in this building that you feel like you can trust, God knows you. You can stand with Him. God knows where you came from and where you're going. And the cool thing about God is He won't tell all your trash to anybody. Isn't that cool?
Yes.
That Jesus knows all about you and loves you anyway. Isn't that cool? Even when you were with that guy or that girl that you wouldn't tell anybody else about, Jesus knows about that and still loves you. How cool is that? How cool is that? And you were doing stuff that would make everybody in the church walk away from you. He stayed with you. How cool is that? Let's just change the world. Can we do that? Let's just change. Let's stand your people. We're going to get you.